hanging out, enjoying the day. We're going to do some traveling around Cebu. We're going to enjoy this cool place. Lots of people chilling here. And how are you doing today? And hope everything's going well. You're staying dry. You know, we've had a lot of rain lately. And even in Cebu today, we had some rain. So we got to stay dry in this time of year. But we're going to take a bus. We're going to be traveling on a bus, and we're just going to be chilling today. And we're going to go look at a motorcycle just for fun. And it's going to be a big bike. So hopefully you can check it out. But we're just here at the bus station, just trying to get a bus ride out of here. But it's kind of a cloudy day in Cebu. And we had a fun day yesterday. We went to Mandawi Foam and looked at a lot of cool stuff there. And it was just a nice day. We went to Yalama and had ice cream. And it's pretty fun in Cebu. But they did have a very bad flooding this past week. And a lot of people suffered. And in the one area in Talasay, I got a bus coming by me. 111 people passed away. So that's really sad. A lot of people really suffered greatly. And it's bad when people get hurt and pass away. We're going to go on a bus right now. I'm taking you on the bus ride. And I have my bag will travel. Thank you. We're on the bus, away from people in the front. It's okay. Yeah. And so we're on a bus in Cebu, hanging out. I don't take buses very much, huh? I don't take buses very much. There's lots of buses around here. I take cabs a lot too, and but I have a motorcycle back home, and I like to go in. But it's fun to travel, right? It's fun to see new places and experience things and just hang out and see someplace. You know, I live in the province, and there's not too much food in the province. I think one of the biggest drawbacks living in the province is lack of food. But in the city, there's lots of food. And I finally visited Burger King a couple times, and it was nice. And it's just nice to just chill and hang out in the Philippines and go to the city and then go to the province and just enjoy, every day of life. Because that's what it's all about, really, is just to enjoy, to hang out, to get on the bus. Get on the bus. When's the last time you see me on a bus? I don't go on buses very much. Sometimes where I live, they have vans too, but they have buses here in Cebu. So we're just gonna hang out on a bus, and we're gonna go look at a motorcycle. We're gonna go do some food shopping later on today, and just hang out, chill, because we've had a really long time with doing some construction at the house, the villa, and I needed a rest because I got really tired of buying materials and stuff. So we're on the bus in Cebu right now, just hanging out and gonna just go do some window shopping. There's a motorcycle that I really would love to have, and it's like a 1250 GS BMW motorcycle, and they have it for sale, and it's really beautiful, but I really can't afford it. It's a very expensive motorcycle, but I'm gonna go take a look at it today and just check it out. I don't really have the money to buy it, really, but I'm gonna go check out this BMW motorcycle and in Cebu. and it should be nice. We're taking off. I hope I don't lose you. And I got you on my data, but we're on the bus in Cebu, and it's pretty cool. Usually I'm in my motorcycle or driving my truck, but we're in the big town of Cebu. I love coming to the city because it's really cool to like experience like a different way of life. Because if you get stuck in the province all the time, you know, that's all you know is like province life. But when you come to the city, you see lots of buildings, concrete, and Cebu got really hit hard by the flooding this past week or so. And I've seen a lot of like people that were really like affected by it. And even the President Marcos was here just yesterday, and he was donating some money, which was great. Hopefully it gets to the people who are affected. But I've seen myself just being here a few days in Cebu, lots of people like encampments and people needing food and stuff. And I hope those people get relief. And like I say, in Talisay, 111 people perished. And that's really sad, you know, like people, they passed away due to flooding and stuff. So we really feel sad. But we're taking a bus right now in Cebu, and it's pretty cool. I don't really like to drive in the big cities very much because it's very confusing. A lot of these streets are difficult. So I usually take a taxi. I always take a taxi or I take a bus. And that way I know like I know where I'm going. But the Philippines is really cool. It's a great country, and there's lots of places to see and things to do in the Philippines. So it's nice. And we just hope that there's no more like rainstorms coming. Like we had this really bad typhoon coming through Cebu, and it really was devastating. The streets were flooded. The cars were flipped on top of each other. We're here in Cebu right now, taking a bus through the city. But I don't really come to Cebu every day, so this is kind of a fun experience to just be chilling on a bus in Cebu. You don't see me doing that very often. But I'm doing it today, and we are just gonna go look, like I say, at a motorcycle. I know I can't buy it really, but I always like looking at motorcycles. I'm a motorcycle lover. I retired from motorcycle racing a few years ago professionally. I won 3 championships in my class, so I can ride a bike pretty good. And I've been riding motorcycles since I was like very small. And I like motorcycles a lot, probably better than cars. Although I can drive both, it's no problem. But it's fun just to chill. I'm just chilling in the big city of Cebu. And usually you see me in the province. Like I'm usually like in the jungle or at the beach. And today I'm in the city on a bus, this cool bus. And it's fun, you know, like it's nice just to like get away from life. That's one thing about life is that you want to like get away from your normal activity and do something different, you know, like have some new and exciting experiences if you can, because life can get really boring. So if you do different things, it kind of like makes it different, you know, it gives you some variety, because we all get bored easy and life gets kind of mundane. So you got to kind of keep it going, you know, you got to spice up life, and that way you can kind of enjoy it. Because if you just live life like, then, you know, it's no fun. But not everyone can do that too, so I understand that. But we're here in the big city of Cebu on a bus. We're on a bus today. And one of the things I like about the big city is just like visiting and seeing like a different way of life and seeing like the people. I got to see like the people who got affected by the flooding, how difficult life can be for some people, and just kind of like what it's like living in a city. Because I grew up in the city, so I knew what it was like to live in the city. But since I relocated in a province, I kind of forget about what it's like being in a city. I prefer the province life, myself. But at the same time, I enjoy coming to the city and eating food. And there's lots of people, lots of lines. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store, and the line was. I was just gonna buy like, some soft drinks and some chips or something, and the line was like a mile long. There was like 20 cashiers, and there's so many people like in line. I said, I'm not going to wait in this line for like just a couple like small snack items. So I left, and then I found a Mercury drugstore, and I bought a couple things there, and then I went back home. I just wanted something for like the snack. And one of the things that I enjoy about the city too is that if I'm in my hotel room, I can call like a Grab, and I can make an order for food. And yesterday I ordered S&R. I ordered a chicken salad for dinner, and they delivered it. And they delivered it. So I was able to like have S&R. I had some French fries, and then I had some like a Caesar chicken salad, and they delivered it to like my hotel. And when you live in the province, you can't do that. But I miss S&R. We're gonna hopefully go to S&R sometime on this trip and enjoy it. I think my card expired at the S&R. Now the S&R is a food club. It's a membership club where you have to renew it every year, and then it's like a Costco. A Costco is where you can it's a membership where you can buy food and stuff. And I got a bag in my bag where I can like load up for food, and then when I go back to the province, if I find what I like, I can just like take it with me. So I paid for a luggage on the way back to my place in the province, and then I can just maybe buy some food that I like. But sometimes when I come to these places, I can't find a lot of things that I like. I don't know what's happening. I used to buy this milk from Fullerton, California, called California Dairy or something, and they don't sell that no more. So things always changing, like nothing stays the same as far as anywhere. Like it's always changing. But life is good, and it's just nice to like get away from home, to experience like a new environment, and just see lots of people, lots of traffic, because it's really lots of traffic in the bigger cities. Now Cebu is like the second largest city in the Philippines, and it's big. I mean, Cebu is really big, and it's kind of one of my favorite big cities, really. I think I like visiting Cebu more than Manila. It's probably a little bit safer, but it's dangerous. Anytime you go to a big city, like you gotta watch your stuff. I have my money belt on my stomach here. I got my money belt, and I'm always careful when I come to like any kind of big city. You never want to have a backpack. I don't have a backpack. And when I come to a big city, I just have like a money belt, and I have like my air wheel. I have if I want to go to a place and shopping or whatever. But we're headed to go look at a motorcycle right now, a BMW, and it should be kind of fun. So it's gonna be a good time today. It was raining in Cebu, and then the rain stopped now. So we're really happy that like there's no rain. But I'm gonna take a bus to like the destination, and then I'm gonna jump in a taxi cab and take it to go see a BMW motorcycle. So it should be a lot of fun. But it's kind of cool in the big city. You see lots of different ways of life that you don't really see back home, and there are lots of people living in the city. Look at all these cars and buses and motorcycles, lots of motorcycles, and it's kind of fun, like seeing lots of traffic. I just hate driving in the traffic. Like I'm a very impatient driver. But if I let like a bus driver drive, like it's okay. I don't care because I don't have to stress out. But I don't know how these people do it. Like I was in a taxi yesterday and it smelled really bad. Like there was some kind of bad stuff in it. And the driver was wearing like a mask. And I was like, what? And then I started getting sick. I started getting like nauseated. And I tried opening the window in the taxi yesterday in Cebu, and the window wouldn't open, and I was like really suffering. And I got back to the hotel room, and I got like really a bad headache. And I took a BioFlu. I brought BioFlu because anytime I travel, like I want to have some BioFlu, and it didn't help. So I laid down and I rested, and then I took another BioFlu later, and I ate some food and stuff, but it took me a while to get rid of my headache. But I don't know if it was a taxi cab or what, but it had a really bad smell, like ether or something. And that was like the first time in my life that I went into a taxi cab and I got really sick. And my health has been sick, but when I smelled that taxi cab, it was really sick. I had to roll the window down. That guy locked the window, and he had that mask over his mouth. So maybe he was like had something weird in the air. I don't know. But it's when you're in a big city like this, you have to always watch yourself because there's lots of like scammers and things, even in taxi cabs. Like when I was here last time, the taxi cab driver just kept driving around the area to rake up the charge. And I'm like, dude, like, I think we're near the hotel room. And I said, why don't you go there instead of driving in circles? He was trying to like get more money. So that was not very cool. So you always have to watch yourself when you're in a big city, especially. You got pickpocketers, you have people scamming you like in taxi cabs. And so you have to, there's nice people too. And there's good people. I mean, not everybody's bad, but you got to really watch yourself and kind of, be careful because life in the city is definitely a lot different than life in, let's say, a province. Life in the province is pretty slow, like it's pretty kicked back. But life in the big city is really wild and it's fast paced, lots of trucks, lots of motorcycles, lots of like everything. And anytime you have lots of things happening like that, you have lots of people, you have lots of crime too. You have good people, you have bad people, and you always have to watch yourself when you're in the big city. But life in the Philippines is pretty cool, and I'm enjoying it. It's pretty nice, and because you can have a variety of a lifestyle. You don't have to like just live in the city or just live in a province. You can kind of visit both places. And when I first came to the Philippines, I thought maybe Cebu would be a place I wanted to live. There's lots of foreigners that do live in Cebu, and they live here probably because There's lots of hospitals, and we just passed the hospital right there. And there's lots of food in Cebu, so it's has its benefits for sure. Like having lots of good medical care. But if you live your life good and you don't abuse yourself, you don't have to like worry so much about always being sick, because the doctors can only save you so much. I mean, people think that if they're by a hospital, like the hospital will save them. But the truth is that good health and eating properly, not using substances that are bad for your body and stuff, those are more important than, let's say, just trying to be near a hospital, because our bodies are very fragile and they're like temples. So what we put in our body makes a big difference of how our health is. So that's why I always say there's a Wilcon right here. Wilcon Depot in Cebu. I shop at a Wilcon in the province, and I bought my lights for my villa at Wilcon, my hang down lights. But I was at Mandawi Foam yesterday, and they had some cool drop down lights for a lot cheaper than Wilcon. So I should have bought my lights in Mandawi Foam in Cebu, but the workers needed to get done with the job because we're on vacation right now, and I wanted to get the job done before I left, and did that. It got accomplished. But we're hanging out here in Cebu on a bus, and we're gonna go look at a motorcycle. I'm here for a few days and just like chilling really and enjoying. There's a water park over here, but I think it's a cold day for the water park. Looks like it's not even open. Maybe in the summertime it's open. But I'm going on the big bridge right now. And this is the bridge. It's going above on Cebu. And we're headed on a bridge. So it's kind of cool. Cebu is such a big city though. And it's a fun place just to come and chill and hang out though. I like it. And it gives me some